God tier, easy peasy God tier. What is up, everybody? It is Dapper Dan here, and today, you know, I was feeling a little bit nostalgic, like thinking about the games of when I was a kid. Some of the best games, in my opinion, and those are going to be games from the 90s. Now, I know I sound like a total millennial saying that, but I think it would be kind of cool to go ahead and rank these games from, I wouldn't say any of these games are considered bad games, but I would say the lowest rank up to the God tier ranked games. So we're going to jump into this, and hopefully you guys like it. If you like this video, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I'll put it right below. You can't really forget it when it's right there, but I'd appreciate if you guys stop by. Anyways, we're going to jump into this, so let's get right on in. Let's go. All right, so here we are looking at the tier list. Now, I think I collected about like 25 plus games here. And again, like I said before, these are going to be, in my opinion, of course, some of the best games that have come out. Now, most of these games I've played, some of them I haven't. So some of these games are going to be classic. Some of them will be a little bit less, but either way, all of these games will be good in some degree. So we're going to jump right into it. Looking at the first one we have here, we got Banjo-Kazooie. Now, Banjo-Kazooie, that is a game I have played, and Banjo-Kazooie is a pretty good game, if I'm being honest. I mean, the Laughing Witch, best thing in the world. So that for now I'm gonna put it B tier. I think B tier is a pretty good spot for it. Now, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now, this is another game I've played. You know, I'm gonna say this is a game that kind of like started like a generation of kids into like side-scrolling action games. So I'm gonna throw Castlevania at A tier. Now, the next one we have is Chrono Trigger. Now, Chrono Trigger, this is a game, unfortunately, and I don't beat me up for it in the comments. Look, I know it's a game I should be playing and a game I should have played, but I never did. I just didn't have a PlayStation growing up. Okay, so that was super fun. My Streamlabs decided to just crash out of nowhere, much like my life. Anyways, that was fun. So we're gonna keep going right here. So next one we're looking at, so I'm gonna go ahead and put Chrono Trigger at A tier, because I know this is like a game that defined a generation of RPG players. Now, Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is another classic that I have played. All three of them I played. I don't think I beat any of them in their entirety, but I know Crash Bandicoot is I would say it's on the same level as like Banjo-Kazooie. Now, Diablo. Diablo is actually a game that I haven't played the original of, but I have played Diablo 3. And I do know this is another very, very good RPG game. And I'm actually gonna do something a little surprising here. I'm actually gonna put Diablo up at A rank. Now, Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country was definitely a very, very good game. However, I don't know if I would necessarily say it was there was no defining traits about it. It was fun, but it was another side scroller game that was 3D. So I'm actually gonna put Donkey Kong Country at C tier right over here. Now, Original Doom. Original Doom is, I mean, this is like the FPS that like started FPS games. So Doom, God tier, easy. Final Fantasy VIII. This is a game that I desperately wanted to play, but I never brought myself to actually play it. So I know it is a very good game, but I don't really know enough about it to where I can properly give it a rank. So I'm gonna put this at never played. Final Fantasy VII. This is a good game. I had this game on PS1 as a kid. I got it on my phone when it came out with the mobile version. And then now I have the remake on PS4, and I have the original one on PS4. So this one, God tier, easily. All right, GoldenEye 007. GoldenEye 007 is such a good game. It is so good, especially when you have multiple people to play it with. The multiplayer for the time was just so much fun, being one of the only like multiplayer shooter games on N64 that actually had semi-decent controls. And yeah, I'm gonna put 007 at God tier also, actually. No, I'm gonna put it A tier for now. I might change my mind later on that one. Half-Life, another game that I know it's like a cult classic of games, but I never played it. And so I really can't say much. I played the second one and I beat the whole game. I played Gary's mod a lot, but Half-Life is just one of those games that I never got into, unfortunately. Now, Mario Kart 64. I think this game speaks for itself in the fact that people still stream and do speedruns of the original game. And there's still a fair amount of people that stream it on Twitch. So I'm going to go ahead and put Mario Kart 64 at God tier. Mortal Kombat, the original on Genesis. Now, this is a game that I played the arcade version of, not the Genesis version of. So I'm actually going to say Mortal Kombat for Genesis. I'm actually going to put that at B tier. Just because I know fighting games aren't everybody's forte. It's not necessarily like it is a game you could pick up and play, but it's a game that's very difficult and it takes certain people to like it. So yeah, there's that one goes. Now, Pokemon Blue. I'm actually going to put Blue and Red together here. I mean, as I obviously do a lot of Pokemon on this channel, I might be a little bit biased towards Pokemon games, but I'm going to go ahead and say Pokemon Blue. I'm going to put it at an A rank for both of these ones, because these were just like the first of the Pokemon games that came out, and they were so good that they defined the kind of the formula they're going to use for the rest of the Pokemon games preceding those ones. Yeah, I'm pretty confident with that. Pokemon Silver. Now, Pokemon Silver is actually like I think that one came out in 1999, so it's like just at the cusp. Now, Pokemon Silver, I would say it wasn't as defining as Blue and Red, so I'm going to put this one at a B tier. Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap is a super fun game, but it's also a very one-dimensional game. So I don't necessarily know if I can put it in B tier confidently, since the mechanics of it were fairly simple and it had like limited replay value. So I'm going to put this at a C. Pokemon Stadium is actually a game I still play to this day on my, of course, legal version of Pokemon Stadium on my emulator. So Pokemon Stadium, I'm actually going to put it a B tier. Didn't define anything. It wasn't like a crazy game, but it's a lot of fun, even still. Now, Quake. Quake is a game that I've never played, but I do know Quake is also one of those first-person shooter games that also brought a lot of people towards the FPS community. So for this one, I'm gonna have to put this one at A tier just because I know it's very influential. Resident Evil. Poof. The game that started all of the Resident Evil games and movies, and is just one of like the original like classic horror games that even when you play it now to this day, it still kind of can send shivers down your spine. So this one, God tier. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog, the original for Sega. This, A, easy. Because this game was just, it's Sonic. Like, this is the game that introduced people to Sonic. This is the game that got people into like the whole Sonic the Hedgehog realm, I guess. So yeah, I would say that one's an A tier. Sonic 2, I'd put that at C. I mean, I know it's essentially the original Sonic, but I don't think it had the like societal impact that Sonic 1 had. Spyro the Dragon. This game was super fun, but I don't think it really gained the traction that some of those other games that we've gone over had. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Spyro at a B tier on this case. Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is another classic. I'm actually gonna say Street Fighter 2. I'm gonna put that up in A tier, strictly because I think Street Fighter 2 outclassed Mortal Kombat a little bit in the fact that it was a little bit more, I guess, like it was more accepting to a broader audience because it wasn't as gory, and I think it's been around longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Street Fighter 2 goes in A tier. Super Mario 64. This one is I want to put this one in God tier because I absolutely love this game. I literally played on N64. It was one of the first games I ever played on N64 actually, and I also had it for the Nintendo DS when it first came out, and it is a game that I still have loaded on my emulators legally, of course. Again, please don't raid my house. And yeah, I'm as much as I want to put it in God tier, I'm gonna put it in A tier. Super Mario Bros. 3. Now this one is the one that introduced the I think, what is it, like Tonaku Mario, the flying fox one. I'm gonna put this one up at A rank. Super Mario World for Super Nintendo, God tier. God tier. Super Metroid. Now, while I would say Super Metroid is a very good game, I've only played Metroid Prime games or like the later Metroid games that came out on Game Boy. So I've never actually played this Super Metroid game. I would assume it probably goes in B tier, but honestly, I don't know enough about it to actually rank it properly. So I'm going to put it in never played. Super Smash Bros. Oof. Now this game hits home to me because I loved playing Super Smash Bros. As a kid. Now, whether I can confidently put it in, I think it's a split between A and B tier. So I'm just going to put it in B tier, like at the top, I would say. Now, Tekken is one of those games that it's definitely a good game, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a very fun fighting game, but that game just did not get as much traction as things like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. It was just like a normal fighting, like 3D fighting game. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this at C tier. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Man, this game, I have a lot of memories of that game too. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, oh, that one easily B tier. Easily. Now, Warcraft 2. The Warcraft series, the original series, the resource-based ones, those are actually a lot of fun. I played when they came out with the Warcraft combo pack, which had all the first 3 games for PC. This was back in like, I think like the mid to late 2000s. I had that on PC and I played all 3 of them. I'm gonna say Warcraft. I would say Warcraft is an A tier. For a game of its time, the resource management portion of it was like pretty amazing. Now, Zelda Link to the Past. I'm gonna say Zelda Link to the Past is A tier. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. I think it's a solid A tier. It's the game that introduced a lot of people to Zelda and got them started back before it was a 3D, before it was like 3D models, when it was just side-scrolling sprites and like dungeon crawling. Now the last one, Zelda Ocarina of Time, God tier, easy peasy God tier. Now, right here, I have my final list, and I think it's pretty darn good. I know these 3 feel bad because I know you guys wanted some justice for these, but I can't give the justice where it ain't due because I don't know enough about it. But this is my tier list. Tell me what you think. If you agree with me, let me know down in the comments. If you think I'm dumb as hell for thinking that some of these games are on the lower ranks, then berate me in the comments. Shame me and tell me how terrible I am and how I need to do something more with my life, because I probably do, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like or subscribe if you enjoyed it. I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday from 5:30 until pretty much whenever I want. And that's Pacific time. And yeah, you can always stop by and hang out. Now, again, this is Dapper Dan. I really appreciate you guys coming out to hang out with me. And yeah, please don't hate me too much for my tier list. I'm very sensitive. Anyways, thanks. Bounce. Charizard, there we go. All right, should be in time.